A high population can be a great asset for a country, but a very high population can also be harmful for a country. Hello friends, today my lecture topic is rise of population in India. So friends, what do we understand by the term population? Population basically means the number of people that a country has, or the strength of a country. Friends, why do we need a good population strength in a country? As we all know that population or the number of people that a country has is really a great asset for a country, because in every sector the human efforts is needed. That's why a good strength of population means the country will develop. Friends, talking about the historical background of rise of population in India, before independence, the strength of India was around 50 crores. But if we see now, the India has surpassed China and with a total population of over 145 crore. Friends, why do we need friends, as we all know that the population of India is rising rapidly and we need to control it. But why do we need to control it? The population is very high if we talk about India, and due to the high population, the unemployment is also rising. And due to that unemployment, the development of India hinders somewhere. Friends, also the very high population of India in many big cities like Mumbai and Delhi and Lucknow, this high population shows that the crowd of the city grows more and more. And also there are many disadvantages of this high population. The very major disadvantage is that a country may grow crowd. Secondly, the unemployment rate rises. And thirdly, in many sectors, uh, people people do not get more opportunities, as the opportunities are limited, but the population is very high in case of India. Friends, talking about how we can overcome these challenges, that uh, how we can stop this rise of population in India. So the very major step we can take is that uh, we should have only two children in our family, as the governmental scheme said that hum do hamare do. It means that in a family there must not be more than two children, so that in order to control the high population of India. And in this way, if we control our population, then then people can get more opportunities in jobs, in skills, and in many sectors. And in this way, indirectly, we can also control the unemployment ratio of India. Friends, to conclude, I would say that in a country, the high population can be a great asset if the country use it effectively, if the country educate its people and give them skills. But this high population can also be harmful for a country. It can hinder the growth and development of the country if the country do not make them educate and get them proper opportunities. Thank you.
Jai Hind everyone. I am Chandan Kumar Shah. Today my topic is unemployment and entrepreneurship. Unemployment is a state where a person willingly wants to work but doesn't have job opportunities. Entrepreneurship is a way to overcome unemployment. Entrepreneurship not only provides employment to the owner, but it also provides employment to the people associated with that entrepreneurship, or we call the startup. Now we need to discuss on what are the reasons behind unemployment. Currently, at a global level, there is recession period going on where people are losing jobs due to advancement in technologies. Deep down, if we see in India, the main reason of unemployment is lack of entrepreneurship, along with exponential growth of population. Due to the exponential growth of population and lack of unemployment, India as a country is not able to cope up with providing employment opportunities to all. Hence, there are several problems arising. First of all, the crime rates, which are increasingly damaging the country's law and order. Then comes problems associated with finance management when the people get trapped in viscous circle of poverty where a poor remains poor. Government has started several initiatives where they can create job opportunities. So by not directly providing jobs but uh, promoting startup culture, so government has started making India scheme and government or where they want to promote domestic startup companies, and also it to conclude my speech, I want to say that entrepreneurship is the best way to overcome unemployment. Government should promote it on a large scale so that India should overcome this problem.
Jai Hind friends, today my topic is Digital India. India is witnessing a greater landmark shift in its digital arena. The digital arena is transforming our economy into a digital economy. We are witnessing a major shift in our database in the way of transaction the people do. I will be talking about the major steps and the major advantages of digitalization in India. The major advantages of digitalization are as follows. First, digitalization of transactions. When transactions are digitalized, they make their records much easier and much more real-time update can be obtained from them. Second, digitalization of databases. When databases are digitalized of a country, then they have a proper store, and it also saves workspace, and also the major paperwork, it reduces the paperwork. Third, it also enhances ease of economy. Since digitalization, major e-commerce companies can use e-commerce to advertise their sales, which not only enhances their sales but also leads to employment of people and a boost to economy. Now, I will be talking about the major steps taken by the government to initiate and move forward in the idea of digital in India. First, Aadhaar. Aadhaar is something that we all know. It's the first major step that has been initiated by the government to initiate a digital database throughout the country. Second is Arogya Setu. Arogya Setu and apps such like these also help to bring medical healthcare facilities right at the fingerprints, and also help them provide to get idea about hospitals nearby. Third, the digital DigiLocker app. This also helps to create digital databases and helps in the ease of information. The fourth app that comes is the Bheem UPI, was probably the best and the most versatile example of digital India. Bheem UPI is an app that has been created by India, and this technology is being transferred to other countries as well, such as UAE, Bhutan, and even Singapore. This represents a landmark shift in the way India is transferring its technology of digital India to other countries as well. Now, I would be talking about the major challenges that act as hindrances to the idea of digital India. The major factors that act are first is the digital literacy. Second, cyber security issues, and third comes the tedious job of digitalizing all the documents.
Now, the government must handle these issues and move forward in augmenting its way so that India can become a digital India and also act as a landmark for other countries as well. Thank you. Jai Hind.
थोड़ा ठंडी लगती है।
Jai Hind friends, today my lecture topic is entrepreneurship in India. As we know that India is a vast country where populations are too large. Recently, we have touched 145 crore in India, and government giving employment to our youth. But the population is very high, and if government gives one post, sir, आप लोग इधर उधर देख रहे हैं, हमको थोड़ा डिस्टर्ब हो गया है। दोबारा प्लीज एक बार लास्ट, मतलब इधर उधर देखा तो मैं डिस्टर्ब हो गया। प्लीज प्लीज सर एक बार लास्ट प्लीज। अच्छा, मतलब इधर उधर देखा था मैं, थोड़ा डाइवर्ट हो गया। अच्छा ठीक है, मैं दोबारा करूँ। अच्छा, जय हिंद फ्रेंड्स, today my lecture topic is entrepreneurship in India. As we already know that India is a vast country where population is too high and people are not getting job, and even government gives us create some job, but population is too high and competition is too high. So that as we know that but our youth know the reality that country is not giving too much post in various posts, so that our students take participate in entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship means where people take their own responsibility, means they create companies, they create some textile, some sugar industries, so that they can increase the GDP of our country. As we already know that in our college, in our university, a special topic is given in entrepreneurship. Even if Indian students are going to foreign country and they take lessons of entrepreneurship and they come back to India and they participate and they can increase the India according to GDP wise. As we know that if you want to independent, so we should not depend only government job. We should to create our own company. Recently we know that Futta Chai Bar, Yembe Chai Wala, Doli Chai Wala, there are so many small people. Matlab, these are the just people like us, but they know the reality. They know the small businesses very well, and they are increasingly rising in India. So we should to learn from these things. Okay, and India, our government is also giving loan to the small companies, so they can create small companies and they can run their own family. These are the things which are increasing in India, and I want to conclude that we should to learn business models so that we can increase the entrepreneurship of India. Then कितना टाइम नहीं हुआ है तो टाइम, हाँ तो बजाय नहीं,
तुम बोल जब टाइम होगा तब तो बजाओ। ये कट करना पड़ेगा वीडियो की।
अच्छा सॉरी,
कट नहीं करना पड़ेगा यार। ये ओके ओके क्या होता है? तुम लोगों से पूछ रहे हो या उनको इन्फॉर्मेशन दे रहे हो? हाँ ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं।
So, Jai Hind friends, the topic of my lecture is Youth of India in Agriculture. Now, if you look at agriculture, Agriculture covers many aspects, whether it's farming or non-farming products like poultry farming or farming cattle. Now, if you look at the agriculture sector in India, it provides 55% employment to youth and other farmers also, which are living in villages, but also contributes 40% of India GDP. So agriculture covers a major chunk of India production and India's rise in GDP and PVB also. Now, if you look at the youths of India are now majorly employed in tertiary sector, providing services whether in India or going out of the country and providing services there. Now, if you look at the today's agriculture sector, majorly the farmers, the older farmers, people of age more than 50 or 40, they are employed in agriculture, basically living in villages. And as we know, many parents tend to send their children from villages to city in opportunity of better jobs and equipments. But now in a modern trend, as the companies are layoffing their employees on a large scale, it is also being seen that youths are majorly attracted to agriculture due to modern methods and ease of doing business in agriculture. If you look at some of the cases, now due to modern equipments like HIV seeds, collective farming and new agriculture laws, which provides direct access to societies and other major players to sell their products so that the farmers can increase their products and also their profit, this increase the youth attraction toward agriculture. If you look at the benefit of youth attraction toward agriculture, the first is the youth themselves. They have high enthusiasm, high josh, and wherever they participate, they increase the production and efficiency. The second thing is literacy. If we start education of agriculture in India in school and colleges, then it will certainly lead to more attraction of youth in agriculture sector. The third thing is proper advertisement. As agriculture, whether it is participated in, if you look at the comparison of agriculture farmers in India versus USA, there is a lot of thing in advertisement. In India, there are also rich farmers, but their advertisement is not done properly, and people tend to know that agriculture is a poor sector, the farmers are poor. If we properly invest and advertise properly how these players gain profits and make big houses and run big agriculture farms also, then it will also attract many youths to the agriculture sector. I will also add a point like that the agriculture sector also covers many other aspects also, like it increases the afforestation in India. As we, due to urbanization and digitalization, many things are moving towards non-agriculture farms. The non-agriculture lands is being increased due to urbanization. So at the last, I would like to conclude my speech by saying that the rise in agriculture will not only help in just increasing the revenue of the country, but also providing unemployed youths with an employment opportunity where they can contribute in increasing the GDP of the country. Thank you. कितना देर पहले हो गया?
टाइम तो अभी खत्म हुआ। चलो भाई, रेटिंग बढ़िया था ना? हाँ हाँ, डेफिनेटली। ये जो किसी ने तो पॉइंट आउट किया ना कि एक तरफ था, तो इधर होना चाहिए थोड़ा सा आई कांटेक्ट में। ग्रुप में मैं भेज रहा हूँ।
Procrastination. बोलूं? Jai Hind everyone. For today, my topic is youth and procrastinations. So, the development of the country is totally proportional to the youth of the country. So, the country having the more population in the terms of youth is dependent on their growth. Now, that is the following sectors where the country of the youth is going to doing great. First is defense. In the defense sector, the maximum population of the servicemen is belonging to the youth population that is between 18 to 45. Second is global, on the global organization like Meta, Facebook, Google. The CEO of in these companies is the youth that belonging to India. So something is showing that how the youth is controlling the whole world. Third is that entrepreneurship. Many multinational company is governed by the youth like Zomato, Swiggy, Ola, Uber, Oyo. So it is showing that how the youth is gaining their power towards the development of the country. Now that is some problem with the youth. They postpone their work due to some reason. So I think that is the core reason for why they postpone their work for some reason. So less activeness. I think the main cause to doing not the work on the time is less activeness. That is the reason to become why their work become the late. Second is that less motivations. In some kind that having the less motivation who lead their work for delay. And third is that taking not proper participation in that task. So I think that not taking the participation in that task which is already assigned, that something is become the cause to doing the late of the task. So now how can we solve that problem to postpone any work? First is that we need to look after in which sector we are lacking. Like already I mentioned that less activeness. So we have more confidence and we have to desire to work towards our goal. So that is some. And second is that we always have the changing our goal. So I think to getting our desired goal, we need to change what where we lacking, what where we wanting. So in overall, the youth of the nations was the core development pillar of the country. Now in the terms of India, that 70% of the total population is belonging to the youth, and that is the good for the India. So now we say that the youth and procrastination. सर प्रोक्रेस्टिनेशन तो मुझे लगा कि टालना होता है, तो इसलिए मैं पोस्टपोन करते चला गया.
चलो भाई, रेटिंग, जेन्युइन रेटिंग. बॉडी लैंग्वेज आपकी कमर बहुत अच्छी है सर, आपको डांसर होना चाहिए. आई कांटेक्ट अच्छा है.
कॉन्फिडेंस और वॉइस क्लैरिटी बहुत अच्छी है. कॉन्फिडेंस और वॉइस क्लैरिटी.
अरे मुझे पता नहीं बोलूं क्या ऐसा
कॉन्फिडेंस और वॉइस क्लैरिटी.
वॉइस क्लैरिटी की फेशियल एक्सप्रेशन आपके
आई कांटेक्ट पे थोड़ा सा ध्यान दीजिए. आपको बहुत ज्यादा नहीं सही था. उस कॉर्निस वाले पूरे
मुझे बाद में आता है कि आई कांटेक्ट
लाउडनेस ऑफ वॉइस जो है वहां पे तो बहुत काम करने की जरूरत है. हमको तो सुना ही नहीं दे रहा था. क्या बोल रहा है ये? क्या सुनाई दे रहा था क्या? हो सकता है मेरा कान वैसे भी खराब है.
सुनाई देती है. अगर आई कांटेक्ट नहीं होता तो वो भी नहीं आता, इंटरेस्ट नहीं आता. तो मैं भी हो सकता है वो भी.
मैं सुनने का प्रयास तो कर रहा था. नहीं ठीक है, ठीक है.
Yes, sir. Jai Hind, friends. So today's my lecture topic is India's major challenges. So as we know, India is a developing country. So India have many challenges like education, corruption, per capita income, population, unemployment, etc. So firstly, we have to discuss about these challenges. Firstly, we are come on corruption. So India's political leaders and the service leaders do corruption so that we have to make our justice more strict and regulable. Second is per capita income. So we are seeing that Ambani and industrial and superstars have more money, but many more people not have money, so that they can earn such basic things. So we have to need that we have to shift money and to manage these things. Third is education. We know that in past times India have best education, but after the British Empire, India's technology is lacking, and there is some disappoints. So we have to overcome by changing our education policy, by developing skills and technology in them, so that India's youth can enhance their ability to do task. And the fourth one is unemployment. So India's mostly people want to do government jobs. They don't do private jobs because they have not that type of skills and abilities. So India's youth have to change their mindset to about that, so that they can develop skills and want to do in jobs in such sectors. They have to aware such that they can also work in a private sectors, etc. And fifth one is unemployment. Fifth one is option हो गया. So India's have this type of more challenges, so we have to focus on that. But India is declaring, India Prime Minister is declaring that we are developing, and we will be developed in 2047. It is seemed like a myth, because if we don't focus on such sectors and such type of things, we can't develop or take advantage on them. Thank you.
चलो भाई रेटिंग.
कॉन्फिडेंस अच्छा था, लाउडनेस अच्छा था, थोड़ा सा इम्प्रूव किया जा
फेशियल
सकता है.
एक्सप्रेशन भी नॉर्मल.
फेशियल एक्सप्रेशन न्यूट्रल था.
वॉइस क्लैरिटी और फेशियल एक्सप्रेशन और आई कांटेक्ट की सेंस वगैरह कितने में ही रहेगा. एकदम मतलब जो सामने दिख रहा है बस वही वो छूट रहा है. आई कांटेक्ट सही,
आई कांटेक्ट सही था. और बताओ. चल उठा एक एक पीस. चल. तुम अफसर बनना चाहते हो?
ए भाई बॉडी मूवमेंट में अगर काबू तो मत गिनना. हाँ ठंडी ज्यादा है. Good morning, GTO sir, and my dear cadets. I am chest number 6, and today the topic of my lecturate is obesity in India. What does obesity means? Obesity is a part of Indian life. Like most of the Indian men are going through it. Obesity is caused by excessive eating and not eating healthy. In India, we are eating junk food much more than healthy and the food with nutrients. Our ancestors does physical work more than mental, and that's why they are much more fit than us. And nowadays, as we are growing mentally and doing much less physical works, our life is going too smooth, but we are facing disease and physical powers. Obesity can be cured by physical exercise and being in discipline. We need to fix our diet and follow daily routine. As we fix our routine, we will be able to fix our physical strength and we will be more fit. Obesity is like a disease which is causing because we eat junk food. That's all. Thank you, sir. खड़े हैं जीटीओ सर भाई एक्सेस सर अपने अच्छा सर
चलो भाई रेटिंग 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 हाँ फेशियल एक्सप्रेशन कॉन्फिडेंस बहुत अच्छा था
नहीं भाषण जब भी सर अच्छा था टाइम को कैसे लगाना है
अच्छा देखो तुम लोगों ने एक चीज नोटिस किया फेशियल एक्सप्रेशंस जो है वो कब चेंज हो रहे हैं जब नहीं आ रहा है एब्सोल्युटली ट्रूथ जब नहीं आ रहा है तो फिर अगर फेस ना आने के समय पे ही हमारा फेशियल एक्सप्रेशन जो है वो खराब होता है हाँ डेफिनेटली वी कैन ऐड दैट स्टार्टिंग इतना बढ़िया था कि मुझे तो हंसी आ गया हम बोले शाबाश मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा वहां पे वो ठीक है उससे अगर मैं कहूँ कि एज अ जीटीओ अगर मुझे नंबर दे तो मैं इस पे इसको पास कर देता कंटेंट ये बार बार वही दोहराया इससे कोई फर्क नहीं मैं बहुत इंजॉय किया हाँ नहीं पॉइंट आ रहा है उसके बाद वही बात है कि इसे कुछ नहीं आ रहा उसके बाद जो वो कॉन्फिडेंस कहाँ से आ रहा था ये नहीं समझ में आ रहा तो हमको बहुत अच्छा लगा कि फाइनली कोई तो है जो मुझे रिकॉग्नाइज किया है यहाँ पे बट रियली नाइस बहुत मजा आया ठीक है जीटीओ पहले खुश हो जाएगा अरे वाह क्या बात है भाई ध्यान दे दिया मुझे चलो आ जाओ तुम्हारा जो चीज सही नहीं था वो था वो फेशियल एक्सप्रेशन एकदम करने की कोशिश कर रहा था
Good morning, everyone. My lecture topic is rise of electric vehicle. So, the electric vehicle in India is increasing rapidly after 2020. So, there are many consequences and many benefits of rising electric vehicle in India. First of all, discuss some benefits of rising electrical vehicles in India. Sustainable development. Due to rise of electrical vehicle in India and use of fuels by heavy vehicles like motor cars who use petrol and auto rickshaws who use diesel are getting reduced because of CNG vehicles, electric vehicles, which is overall good for our environment and it is sustainable for India. Second, affordability. Electric vehicles are not that much costly. These are affordable by such like, for example, auto rickshaw. This is affordable by small poor groups of our society. They use it as a source of their livelihood. So it is good for in that case, but we can see that due to some consequences of the rising electrical vehicle in India is traffic jams. Due to large number of electric vehicles which are available nowadays in our country, for the best example, Toto rickshaw, a lot of traffic jams are there in the metropolitan cities and cities like our Varanasi. We can see a lot of problems due to this. So overall, rise of electrical vehicle in our country is beneficial. Also, it's causing several problems like traffic jams and okay, thank you.
पहले ला रहा था बात लास्ट में ना कैसे ठीक है ओके अरे वहाँ इतने कॉम्पिटिटिव इंडिविजुअल्स आएंगे तो वहाँ पे ठीक है ओके जो है वो खत्म हो जाएगा तुम्हारा लेकिन नाइस अप्रोच बहुत बढ़िया और बताओ हाँ? नहीं तुम्हारा बढ़िया था ना वो वॉइस क्लैरिटी बहुत अच्छी थी लाउडनेस क्या मैं ग्रुप में भेज रहा हूँ ना सबको अपना अपना देख लेगा फेशियल एक्सप्रेशन न्यूट्रल था मुस्कुरा रहे थे वो अच्छा लगा देख के तुम्हारा चेहरा ही वैसा है कि तुम मुस्कुराते रहते हो तो वो बहुत पहले ऐसा था कुछ मेरे साथ तो सुसाइड
Jai Hind and very good morning to one and all present over here. I, Sneha, and my today's topic is skill and employment. In India, the very common issue that is rising, that is people lacking in skill. And by lacking in skill, they thought that they are unemployed. If we are working on our vocational skill and or purposely skill, we can enhance the employment as well. If we are improving our vocational skill and working on soft skill, our education system are defined as like we are working theoretically and competitive in nature. We should not analyze our interest and not work on a soft skill. If we are working on our soft skill, it will improve our confidence as well. And we feel valuable. People lacking and people run in a race that where they thought that if they are qualified examinations or a competitive exam, they feel respected or their parents can feel proud. But people are lacking that. They are losing their self confidence because they do not they do not identify their skill, in which if they do what they are in good in, they can improve as well. Our school didn't focus on our communication skill and the basic needs that we needed. So I think that we should improve our vocational skill, and we should work on our soft skills that make us an a good human, and it make us feel valuable as well. And the most important and big cause in our India that we see in employment. So unemployment is not the major issue. It is based on your thinking that what things you feel that it is valuable or not. And if blindly follow the race, it doesn't mean you something like this. So my conclusion is that we should every individual should work on the skills to improve themselves, not for their not for particular any other reasons, only for their improvement as well. If you are working on your skills, then it will helpful for us to analyze ourselves and doing productive in doing productive to for yourself as well as your nation. Thank you.
नहीं, बॉडी मूवमेंट तो भाई मतलब हाँ, बॉडी मूवमेंट में तो नेगेटिव रेटिंग होना चाहिए, क्योंकि थ्रू आउट द लेक्चर तुम्हें पता चला नहीं, पता चला होगा ना। नहीं, वो ठीक है। और बताओ,
आज जब आगे लाएंगे ना तो तुमको भी ज्यादा मूवमेंट होने लगेगा और फिर वो नेगेटिव आपके आगे लाउडनेस बढ़िया थी, क्लैरिटी अच्छा था, वॉइस आखिरी में जाते जाते क्लैरिटी खराब हो। हां, फेस एक्सप्रेशन भी अच्छा है, कॉन्फिडेंस भी अच्छा था, स्टार्टिंग पूरा आप लेते हैं, पूरा लेते हैं, वही जब नहीं आता तो होने लगता है, वही हो गया।
तो लेक्चरेट में बेसिकली हाउ वी स्टार्ट, मतलब कि हम स्टार्ट जिस तरीके से कर रहे हैं, एंड किस तरीके से कर रहे हैं, वो डिपेंड करता है। स्टार्ट तो सबने बहुत परफेक्ट किया था, बट एंडिंग जो है वो लैग करने लगता है। तो एंडिंग तक जाते जाते आपका वो जो कॉन्फिडेंस है, वो जो आपका क्लैरिटी है, वो आप बचा के रख पा रहे हो नहीं, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले करता है उसमें। ठीक है, और बताओ, कुछ सजेशंस डालो इसमें। आपने सबका देखा, देखो ऑब्जर्वेशन क्यों जरूरी है। ऑब्जर्वेशन जब आप कर रहे हो ना, तो आपको ये भी पता चल रहा है कि वहाँ जो जीटीओ वो क्या देख रहा है, तो ऑब्जर्वेशन होना बहुत जरूरी है। ठीक है, तो जब ऑब्जर्वेशन, तो स्नेहा को सबसे लास्ट में मौका मिला था, तो यू हैव ऑब्जर्व्ड एवरीवन, तो उसके बाद फिर ऐसा क्या था कि जिसकी वजह से वो जो बॉडी मूवमेंट था वो मैं नहीं कंट्रोल कर पाई, ऐसा कुछ?
वो सर वो नेचुरल होता है, जैसे मैं जब खड़ी होती हूँ तो मुझे एक जगह पे खड़े होने का ऐसा लगता है कि तो मेरी एनर्जी डाउन हो रही है, तो वो हल्का सा मैं मूव करती हूँ तो मुझे अपने से कॉन्फिडेंस आता है। तो वो हो सकता है कि दिखने में
करने का एक तरीका बता सकते हैं तो अपना इंप्रूव करा है,
नहीं नहीं ठीक है, सही बोल रहे हो।
तो जहाँ पे भाग रहे थे मैं नहीं असरात मार पाऊंगा, जो प्रैक्टिस है, जो भी है प्रैक्टिस लोग प्रैक्टिस करें तो अगर अपने आप फल जाएगा। जैसे मेरा फर्स्ट टाइम था तो मेरा बॉडी फिट कर रहा था, कॉन्फिडेंस ऊपर आ रहा था, और लोग का फर्स्ट टाइम था ऑफलाइन था। ऑनलाइन में हम लोग बैठे बैठे करते थे, तो ऑफलाइन में बहुत सी चीजें हमें नया फेस करने को मिलता है, कुछ नया हम फेस करते हैं तो उसमें थोड़ा दिक्कत होता है। तो प्रैक्टिस जो है सर मेन बहुत है।
इससे मेरे पास आइडिया है, कल से सेशंस खत्म होने के बाद 10-15 मिनट कौन कौन मेरे साथ प्रैक्टिस करें, 10-15 मिनट बस। कौन है जो उसको लगता है कि उसको इम्प्रूव करना है, मेरे साथ
सबको इम्प्रूव ही करना है,
सबको इम्प्रूव ही करना है, सब यहाँ इम्प्रूव ही करने आए हैं।
जल्दी जाना होता है, तो ऐसा
पास में जो चीजें यहाँ खड़ी होती है ना, तो आप उतना अच्छे से मतलब किसी को नहीं दे सकते। तो थोड़ा दूर होता है ना, वो पूरा अच्छा से दिखता है कि भाई वो है क्या, मतलब
बिना प्रेशर के सर यहाँ कितना दिक्कत हो रहा है। जब हम लोग वहाँ प्रेशर में होंगे,
देखो वही चीज तो हम यहाँ से तुमने बोला ना कि बिना प्रेशर के हो रहा है, वो भी बिना प्रेशर के ही होना चाहिए। किस बात का प्रेशर है ये बताओ।
भैया सेशन अगर किसने किसने अटेंड किया था मेरा वाला जो था expectation setting, तो उसमें जो भी किया था मैंने बहुत बड़ा पॉइंट बोला था कि प्रैक्टिस इतना ज्यादा करना है तो हमारे क्या बोलते हैं मसल मेमोरी में चीजें चली जाए, तो उसको उसको है ना वहाँ तो हम लोग उस लेवल पे प्रैक्टिस करनी है। हम लोग इसी के लिए मैंने कहा कि कल से हम लोग प्रैक्टिस करना चाहिए। वो चीजें कल जाके अगर वहाँ पे एकदम घटिया भी जाए ना तो वहाँ तो अपने आप ही शुरू हो जाए। मुझे तो लगा कि पता नहीं था इसलिए इतना खराब हो गया। हाँ, जानकारी सबसे आसान है ओबेसिटी,
वही तो
सबसे आसान तो वही था। हिंदी में तो पता है यार, नहीं आ रहे थे। सबसे बढ़िया मुझे सबसे मतलब कौन इन्हीं का लगा।
अगर मैं देखूं कि अभी स्टैंड आउट कर रहा है मतलब कि हर चीज को लेके, तो शिवानंद भले उसने पॉइंट्स ना दिए हो, वो मैं नहीं कह रहा हूँ, वो मैं नहीं कह रहा। शिवानंद मुझे स्टैंड आउट होना होता ना कि एकदम अलग से। हो सकता है कि उसने मेरा नाम लिया तो इसलिए और कोई बात नहीं डेफिनेटली बिना पॉइंट्स के साथ कॉन्फिडेंस से बोलना और वो सारी चीजें जो वहाँ लिखी है उसको मेंटेन करना बहुत बड़ी बात हो जाती है। हाँ, इम्प्रूवमेंट का स्कोप तो है अभी बहुत। नहीं, ऐसा बचना नहीं है भाई। एक राउंड और करेंगे अब जो टॉपिक्स हम लोगों ने ग्रुप में भेजा था उसमें। ठीक है, ईशान का पहला हो जाए। किसको किसको जाना है उस ऑर्डर में हम लोग फिर करेंगे। ईशान को जाना और टिंकू को जाना, इसको जाना है। तो सबसे पहले ईशान का, फिर टिंकू, फिर गंगाधर। ठीक है, ग्रुप में देखो 10 टॉपिक भेजे गए हैं लेक्चरेट के ऑर्डर के हिसाब से। जैसे मान लो कि ईशान फर्स्ट पे जाए तो टेक फर्स्ट टॉपिक, सेकंड। अभी देखो ग्रुप में मैं बता देता हूँ, लिख लो। रुक जाओ हम बता रहे हैं।
सर इसी को घुमा दीजिए ना सर।
किसको?
और टॉपिक नहीं पढ़ा सर, मेरा पॉलिटिक्स नहीं है।
वो जो आपने जो वाला मैसेज बुक किया था ना मार्क, वही वाला था।
हाँ ठीक है ना। यूज ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी इन एग्रीकल्चर, ठीक है, वो हो गया। टिंकू तुम्हारा रोल ऑफ ऑपोजिशन इन इंडियन पॉलिटिक्स। गंगाधर का है, लिख रहे हो ना, एंट्री ऑफ फॉरेन यूनिवर्सिटीज इन इंडिया। ठीक है, उसके बाद तो इनको इसलिए बताया कि किनको जाना है ना, तुम लोग थोड़ी बता रहे हो। जैसे करना है कर लो, फटाक से कर लो यार। यही तो घुमाओ बस।
नहीं फिर वो होता है जो बोलो सबका चेहरा देखने को आता है।
कोई दिक्कत नहीं, इसको
Jai Hind friends, today my topic is use of technology in agriculture. Technology is something that is defining our civilization day by day. Agriculture for India is the primary occupation of many people and the major contributor to the economy of the region. So, I will be talking about the major contributor of technology in agriculture. The major contributions of technology in agriculture are as follows. First, genetically modified crops. Genetically modified crops are helping in crop diversification and enhancing the use of high pest resistant crops for agriculture. Second, high yield. The use of genetically modified crops is also increasing the yield of farming, yield of agriculture, and improving the lifestyle of farmers by increasing their pay and developing their businesses. Third, tractors, pesticides, insecticides, etc. These equipments are also helping and promoting a large variety of ways to increase crop agriculture. The fourth major part is better utilization of land. In today's time, urbanization is something that is growing by leap and bound. Buildings are rising day by day, and so there is there is limited crop and farming region. Use of technology will help in better utilization of land. Fifth, food security. Use of technology in agriculture increases the yield of crops, which enhances food security, and so the people would have food security, and no one would sleep hungry day by day. The major challenges or the short terms that act as hindrances to the use of technology are as follows. First, lack of literacy. Several farmers in India are illiterate and do not have proper idea of how to use. So that is one major issue. Second, the high cost. Use of technology involves high cost for implementation, which is sometimes not feasible for a developing nation such as India. Now I will be talking about the major steps that the government must take to enhance use of technology. The government must launch research institutes and enhance research in several agricultural sites for the development of GMR crops. Second, initiatives and MSMEs. Concluding my statement, I would like to say agriculture remains a integral role for the country, and technology helps boost it. Government must take the right step to help boost technology in agriculture. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Yes, sir. Jai Hind, friends. Today's my lecture topic is role of opposition in India. As we all know that India is the largest democratic country in our world. So we are see such examples like in North Korea there is kingdom system. So people have to follow the rules of the king, and there is all power focused on one person. If India, if there is not a democracy, then all the rules and regulations will rule. So India developed a democracy in which we have to choose our leaders. So the thing is that if once we choose our leaders, there are 5 years for the government to develop and to work on the citizens. So the major role of opposition is that how the ruling party is working, and what consequences in them. We have seen that in past times there is single party, Congress party, which is ruling in our country. That party rules for many years because there is a less power of opposing party. We have to must clarify that ruling party has the power such that opposition can reduce its power. So after some time, Bharatiya Janata Party has developed such power, and their feelings in the citizens, they are ruling now. In India, in such modern times, Rahul Gandhi is putting some points on the BJP, that is there is some bad things in EVM machine, such that there is not fair elections in our country. So that's why if ruling party has had some issues like unemployment, wrong education policies, and many other factors, then opposing party will inform them and start creating. So concluding my lecture topic, the main thing is that opposing party must be strong, and such strong that it affect the work and points of the ruling party, such that a ruling party have not fully independence, such that he can do his work independently. So opposing party must be strong, so that citizens have developed their needing work. Thank you.
ठीक है. Jai Hind friend. Today my lecture topic is entry of foreign universities in India. As we know that after class 12 we are getting admission in graduations, and we only know the courses such as about BA, BSc, MBA. These are the courses we do. But in graduation we can also take foreign language course such as Spanish, French, German, Italian. These are the French courses, and recently foreign universities are entering in India, where we exchange our culture, and in recently South Indian, such as Pondicherry, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, where foreign universities are established, and where these students are getting admission in this university, where after graduation they are directly getting job in MLC or corporate job, and they directly move to abroad, where they earn money, and whatever they earn, they are directly impact to our GDP. These are the biggest impact. And recently Vladimir Putin came to India, and Emmanuel Macron of France, he is a president of France, and he also came last year. So they already talking ki Indian students will go to France, Russia, where they exchange courses, where they learn French, and in a diplomatic relationship, we can also see every country want to develop or establish own universities in other country. And what or yeah, Emmanuel Macron came or came. फिर से नहीं करना, इसमें टॉपिक था ही नहीं कुछ उतना. हाँ, थैंक यू, क्योंकि इतना ही याद आ रहा था, इस टॉपिक में कुछ था ही नहीं हमको. क्या था मेरा रेटिंग भाई? मतलब इसमें
लैंग्वेज की बात नहीं है, एंट्री ऑफ फॉरेन यूनिवर्सिटी तुमने अभी ये नोटिस किया है कि हमारे इंडियन स्टूडेंट जो है वो फॉरेन यूनिवर्सिटी के कोर्सेज का वो है एक्सेस तो बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ गया है. तुम्हें कोई पहले तो सुनने में आता था कि खलगवा जो है वो ऑक्सफोर्ड से पढ़े हैं, 4-5 जिला में एक आदमी, अभी हर जिला में हर घर में एक आदमी फॉरेन यूनिवर्सिटी में पढ़ रहा है. यूनाइटेड वर्ल्ड कॉलेज में अगर यूनिवर्सिटी फंडेड है तो उसका पूरा का पूरा करिकुलम में नहीं पढ़ता. अशोका यूनिवर्सिटी और सारा गर्ल्स एकेडमी
Yes, sir. So, Jain friends, the topic of my lecture is terrorism in Northeast India. Now, if you look at the Northeast India, it is the part of Seven Sisters, which is also called because of 7 states in India. This is an integral part of India. If you look at the history of Northeast India, it dates back to many centuries earlier, but the recent history comes with the Ahom kingdoms, which had many conflicts with the Mughal Empire. In the British era, with the fighting in Burma, it became an integral part of India. After independence, many efforts were made to make these states an integral part of India. Nehru's special policy and various incentives and administrative zones like adding Article 371A to the Nagaland and Mizoram added their political leaders in confidence and helps in adding the states in the union as a union territory and then as a full state in India. Many things are also being done so that their political leaders are taken into account. The social people, their culture and their tradition, their old tradition are taken into account. They are respected and not being hegemonized by the major community of India, that is the Hindu community. Now, if you look at the terrorism in India, after the 1950s, many rebel groups started gaining their prominence to rebel with India and to seize the state. Many other effective measures like FPA was included there so that the rebel activities can be curbed down. Many major police and army actions were also taken there. Now, if you look at the various things that led to the Northeast Act terrorism, the first is the social unrest, large-scale violence, large-scale disturbances in area, violence activities, and destruction of shops were done, which led to economic damage. The second is the hindrance in the development of this area. This led to slow development of this area, slowing the GDP, and also limiting the interaction with mainland India. However, the major changes after the 1971 liberation war of Bangladesh, many demographic changes were seen in this area due to large-scale migration of Bangladeshi workers in this part. After this, in the 1980s and 1990s, this terrorism concluded. But in the recent years, the government of India has taken many measures to take this account and make this interaction more useful. The first is the sports culture. Many sports is being played with these people and social interactions is increasing. The second is the education. The third is the providing development opportunities and investing more with the help of investment of Japan and increasing the investment there so that the people connects with the mainland India. The second is the increasing rail networks and also social networks. At last, I would like to say that Northeast India is an integral part of India and we as Indians should feel connect and proud with Northeast India. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Good morning, everyone. My lecture topic is role of media. As we see that in India, we call media as the fourth pillar of the democracy. And media is an important factor in any country which may be democratic or maybe not, but role of media is very important to get any sort of information which is associated with public. So media can be rated on various factors of its efficiency, such as first of all reliability. Media should be reliable. Reliability of media depicts It's depicts its importance and its. So the next one is criticism and appreciation. Media should also criticize government or any public issue which is criticisable and also appreciate the thing which is appreciable. And third is transparency. In media, transparency is very important factor because most of public is dependent on media for any sort of information related to government or any sort like any knowledge of economics, world affairs and political affairs also. So the role of media is very crucial in determining the awareness in the public of a country have. So in India, you can see that as I stated earlier, media is the fourth pillar of democracy. So its responsibility is also higher. So media should be reliable, transparent, and criticize the thing that is criticisable and appreciate the thing that is appreciable. Thank you. Eye contact.
Ready, sir? Very good, my friend. Ready, sir? आप सही है, sir? Yes, sir. Good morning, everyone. For today, my topic for lecture is terrorism in North State of the India. So, North State of the India is the seventh sister of the part, and that is the very beautiful and rich and the individual heritage. In the Indian Constitution, there are also certain provisions for the state to protect their culture and development. But that is something that is not good for the seventh sister of the country, that is terrorism. In the terrorism, now government also take the initiative to stop the terrorism throughout the country and also seventh sister. First off, red corridors. Government of India recently opened the red corridor for the Siliguri, so enhancing their deployment of the army air force so that they identify the factor which is causing the terrorism. Second is that they also using the border enhanced security surveillance through the drone and enhancing technologies like that, drone technology, breaching the privacy to intercept the calling code. And third is that stop the infiltrations up across the border. Government also took the initiative to stop the infiltration from the across the border coming from the China, whatever the state, so that they identify the who is actual civilian or not. And fourth is that the recently Chunav Aayog taken the step to OSIR. It means that they also define that who is the actual civilian or not. They are the main cause. That is the main step by the government of India to stop the terrorism. Now, what is the impact of terrorism in the North State country? First of all, it becomes a barrier for the development. So, during the terrorism, when the terrorism actually act on any state of the country, it hurdles for the government to make the development for that particular space or state. Second is that there is something fear among the countrymen when they listen from any news related to terrorism, so that they somehow they can be fear to go and explore the tourism and that particular state. Now coming up the point is that how to stop the terrorism. So as I earlier told, what is the measures taken by the government and how the terrorism in North State country is special now, but in the recent reports that government approximately 90% cut down the terrorism attacks during the security forces, surveillance and drone system. And it also make the several programs through the Yuddha Abhyas and mock drill, whatever done by the civilians. So they can capture the terrorist and hand over to the government. And what is the role of now the conclusion of this part topic is that terrorism, if terrorism in our country is going to end one day, and the government is also taking various steps to stop that kind of act. Thank you. अच्छा
करूं start? हाँ. Change is the only constant, as said by the famous Greek philosopher Heraclitus. Hello friends, today my lecture topic is nanotechnology. So friends, what do we understand by the term nanotechnology or nanotech? So basically, the nanotech is a kind of scientific technology in which we use really tiny particles to modernize any device. It increases the effectivity and the productivity of the device. So friends, how nanotechnology exactly works? It works with really tiny particles as compared to the we work with atoms and molecules, in which we change the structure of atoms to produce new devices and to increase the productivity of those devices. Friends, if we compare the size of these tiny particles, if we compare the size of these tiny particles, 1 nanometer is equal to the width of 1 by 1 lakh of the width of our hair. So this is the size as compared to the hair of a nanoparticle. So friends, why it is important to understand the term nanotechnology? In today's fast changing world, everything is being changed. Previously, before 30 to 40 years, we used really large computers. But in today's era, we use really small chips in which we can store very large data. And that's how nanotechnology works. Friends, what are the advantages of nanotechnology? It increases the productivity of any device. It is being used in every sector, from agriculture to dairy farming, from electronics to defense. In every sector, the nanotechnology is being used. Friends, as a coin has two sides, let's look at the disadvantages or the challenges of nanotechnologies. The very major challenge is that the devices which are being made using the nanotechnology are very costly. And secondly, India has a very lack or shortage of those scientists who really know how to make devices using nanotechnologies. And moreover, people are not much aware about nanotechnologies. Friends, how we can overcome these challenges? We should train scientists to use the nanotechnologies, and also government should aware the people about nanotech. Friends, to conclude, I would say that in today's fast changing world, we must be aware about these technologies, and also government should train scientists to use the nanotechnology so that overall India's growth and development can happen. Thank you, friends.
Yes, sir. Good morning, everyone.
I am chest number 6, and today the topic of my lecturate is cybercrime. Anything which can be done illegally with the help of phones, computers, or internet as considered as cybercrime. Cybercrime started from 1971 when the first computer virus has made it. Its name was Creeper. And in India, cybercrime has been considered as an offense, as an illegal offense from 2000 when IT Act has applied. Cybercrime, the most important common cybercrimes are hacking, phishing, and financial theft. The more we are growing, the more we are facing the problem of cybercrime. It's totally fine because we can fight with it. The greatest weapon against cybercrime is our awareness. The main target of cybercrime is the students, job seekers, online shopkeepers, and senior citizens who doesn't know about technology. And here the main cause gets out are digital footprints. Digital footprints are the data which is left by us when we browse internet. Digital footprints are like footprints, like a person who is walking on sand leaves his footprints, but that will be erased by natural air. But in digital India or digital world, the data when a person leaves, that cannot be erased. We think when we delete something, it would be deleted, but it's not true. And the major cause why cybercrime happens is because of financial theft and data stolen. The data stolen by hackers, I will conclude, the data stolen by hackers are sold in dark web. That's all. Thank you. जय हिंद, जय भारत. क्या हुई, गाली दे दो जल्दी. अगला कौन जा रहा है? अच्छा, क्या करना है कंटेंट? मैं जब सामने खड़ा होता हूँ सबको चूतिया समझता हूँ, कुछ नहीं आता इनसे. वह बुरा मत मानना यार.
यही करना है.
लाउडनेस और कॉन्फिडेंस बहुत अच्छी थी. फेशियल एक्सप्रेशन एकदम खराब. आई कांटेक्ट थोड़ा सुधार दे. फेशियल एक्सप्रेशन, आई कांटेक्ट, बॉडी लैंग्वेज और वॉइस क्लैरिटी. वॉइस तुम्हारा है ना, वो थोड़ा सा
भर भर हो रहा है.
भाई मेरे सब सही, बाकी बस आई कांटेक्ट को सही.
इसी के लिए वॉइस क्लैरिटी
नहीं, धीरे धीरे मेरे लिए सही है, क्योंकि देखो जितना जल्दी जल्दी बोलूंगा ना उतना मैं नर्वस होऊंगा. हाँ, आई कांटेक्ट, फेशियल एक्सप्रेशन. हाँ, पहले से ही देख, पहले तेज बोलूंगा फिर धीमा बोलूंगा.
लास्ट में फिर तेरा टाइम खत्म हो गया था, फिर बोले यार.
हाँ हो गया. अरे मुझे हंसी ना आ जाए, बस यही दिक्कत रहती है. वहां में खड़े मैं मजाक नहीं, अपनी हंसी रोक के रख दो. हंसना दो. बताइए ना. शिवानंद.
एनडीआरएफ, एसडीआरएफ,
वो सब नहीं बताना है.
एक ये पॉइंट बोल सकते हैं कि डिजास्टर जो है अलग अलग लोकेशंस पे जाया करता है, मतलब जैसे नॉर्थ नॉर्थ ईस्ट इंडिया।
हाँ, और
कॉमन पीपल क्या रोल
और उसमें
कन्हैया।
ट्रेनिंग की बात करो कि वो
वो
सोसाइटी जो लोग हैं, जो नॉर्मल लोग हैं, उनको कैसे ट्रेनिंग दिया जा सकता है कि हम लोग है ना
मैं नंबर देख लेता हूँ
casualties को कम से कम किया जा सकता है।
4433
इमरजेंसी रिस्पांस कितना जल्दी हो सकता है?
इस बार।
वो तो बहुत अच्छा है। Emergency response
अरे 5 मिल रहे हैं, बहुत से। धन्यवाद सर जी। मैं तो 5 देता ही नहीं हूँ, मुझे लगता है इम्प्रूव कर सकते हैं जाके। तैयार ठंडी लगत भाई, जानते हैं फेशियल एक्सप्रेशन क्यों गड़बड़ा जाते हैं? ठंडी लगती है, हाथ बाहर निकल जाता है ना। आप कुछ नहीं बोले सर?
बढ़िया है यार तुम्हारा, बस वो तुम फेशियल एक्सप्रेशन और आई
जी सर। हंसिएगा नहीं। इतना बचिए।
Disaster management play a very important role
मैं कहा
in any nation. This is the emergency response during the time of disaster. Disaster, it can be anything that is happened naturally or artificially. We should be prepared for the disaster management because it is a response team that taking place during the disaster. And disaster disasters like avalanches, landslides, and different in different areas, flood, drought, they play a very essential role. Their role is very important during the time of emergency because if the response team is not active, they are very delayed and the people are not able to connect. And the team that is there is very essential for the nation as well as for their particular location. And the time of response is very crucial to save the lives of individuals as well as it can reduce the minimum chances of consequences. And disaster management is also divided into central and state government. Central team is playing a very crucial role as well as state during the time that can reach the people and can maintain the conflict. After that, I would like to introduce some of the team like NDRF, SRF. They play a very crucial role and their performance is very good
स्टेट डिजास्टर
during the time of disaster and calamity. And to minimize and prevent the government plays a very role to minimize and
मैं तो कहता हूँ मेरे को हर मैच में इनरोल कर लीजिए। चंदन सर, आप मेरे को हर बैच के लिए इनरोल कर लीजिए, आगे जितने होने वाले आगे से।
वो ठीक है, वो बच्चे भी आने
अभी देखिएगा कुछ दिन में मैं ही ना बन जाऊँ। बढ़िया था मैम।
सब कुछ बहुत बढ़िया था, लेकिन सब कुछ में थोड़ा सा
आप हिलना बंद कर दीजिए मैम।
शुरू में एकदम आगे लीन हो जाता
तो सब कुछ एकदम बढ़िया था, बस ये फेशियल एक्सप्रेशन
डिफॉरेस्टेशन
पॉपुलेशन सबसे आसान चाहिए, पॉपुलेशन चाहिए।
चलो ठीक है, चलो नेटो पे चलिए।
ना तो
अरे यार वो मेरे
ओटीटी प्लेटफॉर्म
अपने मन से ये सब टॉपिक दे रहे हैं, जैसे मतलब जो सुनना चाहते हैं तो थोड़ी है वो।
कोई भी टॉपिक बोल दो।
पॉडकास्ट
नेटो, सब लोग नेटो के लिए
ब्रिक्स
टॉपिक वो नहीं है, मेरे टॉपिक प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, प्रॉब्लम ये है कि मैं वहाँ तो बोल नहीं पा रहा हूँ।
भाई मेरे अलावा ठंडी किसको लग रही है इतनी ज्यादा?
हाँ, ये भी बहुत ट्रेंडिंग टॉपिक है।
इंडिया यूएस रिलेशंस बोलिए था उसमें तो।
नहीं, इंडिया एंड रिलेशन विद टू वर्ल्ड पावर रशिया एंड यूएसए।
नहीं दोनों नहीं होता ना,
नहीं, हम लोग
अरे यार का इतनी पंचायत कुछ बोलिए जाके। नहीं मैं देता हूँ मी अपने बारे में बोलिए चाहिए। अपने बारे में बोलना दुनिया में सबसे कठिन काम है,
अवॉइड करता हूँ।
वही सबसे कठिन काम है अपने बारे में बोलना।
वो बहुत मेरे लिए आसान है, वो मैं अवॉइड करता हूँ।
अच्छा आसान होगा फिर अपने
तुम सबको समझते हो, जो भी समझते हैं अपने बारे में क्यों सबको होता है।
ओके
इंडिया रशिया रिलेशन ठीक है।
सही में यार आज हैंडसम लग रहे हो आप। नहीं मतलब हैंडसम लग रहा था वो।
हीरो है, साउथ का हीरो है।
हाँ
टाइमर है,
अब मैं जानता हूँ।
मेरे को बता
हाँ
दीजिए,
यार,
ठीक है?
कोई नाम नहीं होता।
मैं आपकी वॉइस क्लैरिटी अभी से कम नंबर दे रहा हूँ। नहीं बढ़िया लगा था आज तो अच्छी लगा। मैम कितने नंबर दी थी पिछली बार? आप नंबर बढ़ाइए जल्दी। +3।
गंगाधर को बढ़ा दे भाई।
मेरे को 5
मेरे को 6। मैं तेरे से हैंडसम हूँ साले।
हाथ मार दी।
मजाक उड़ा रहे हो आप।
मैं भी तो अपना कलर बताया फिर भी।
था तो हाँ
हाँ ना, तुमने 5 दिया था।
आप मैम तुम्हारी सीनियर किसी
हाँ, सॉरी आप।
क्या हो रहा है?
लग रहा है मेरे भी 8 मिल जाता है, मिस्टेक हो गया।
हाँ वही तो। मैम जल्दी से नंबर बढ़ाइए।
छोड़ो बे।
और पर एक बकचोदी खून में है यार, क्या कर सकते हैं भैया जी बताइए आप।
खून में नहीं है, वो जेनवी से आ गया।
अच्छा, निकालना पड़ेगा उसे। आपका थोड़ा
पता तुम इधर खड़े होके देख रहे हैं ना, तो आई कांटेक्ट मेरा नहीं बन रहा है। यहाँ से बैठे बैठे आँख ऐसे छोटा करके देखना, मेरा आँख दर्द होने लगा है।
आप 3 साल से निकले हुए तो आप थोड़ा कंट्रोल में आ गया। मेरा अभी अभी निकला हुआ थोड़ा
हाँ ठीक है ना,
निकला हुआ है।
आओगे
निकल जाए कुछ नहीं।
अभी मेरे दोस्त आ जाए फिर वही आ जाएगी मेरी जेनवी वाले वाला।
अच्छा
कोई जाता नहीं है कहीं, वो रहता है
वो पक्का खून में रहता है वो। ना वो देख खाने में बकचोदी होती है।
खाने में कहाँ तक बकचोदी नहीं होती।
यार देखिए तो होती है।
सो जाने पे सारे रजाई ला के ऊपर रख के मारते हैं ठंडी में।
लाइट बंद करके
लोग कह
कम
रहे हैं 1 बजे
लाइट बंद
समय
करके
आ गया,
कंबल
सारे
से।
अपना अपना कंबल रख के मार रहे हैं, कूद रहे हैं,
क्या मार रहे?
मार रहे हैं हाथ से। सोए हो तुम गहरी
मैम देखिएगा 3 मिनट
तो जब तक जगह सब अपने अपने बिस्तर पे।
बहुत मारते थे। जिसका बर्थडे हो उसको बेल्ट से मारते भाई।
नहीं, हम लोग का बैच ऐसा नहीं था।
हमारे यहाँ
घूमने वाले
जूते
करते
बेल्ट।
थे, लेकिन हम लोग इसको अवॉइड करते हैं।
हम तो बहुत मार रहे हैं, मार खाए।
इसके खिलाफ।
हम लोग चढ़ जाते थे छत में, जिसका बर्थडे होता है छत में चढ़ के छुपता था। एक रात उसको 12 से 1 के बीच में छुपना होता था। 1 घंटे बच गया तो फिर बचा रहेगा रात में। फिर दिन भर तो कोई मानता।
क्या नियम।
चंदन सर कितनी दूर चले गए? वो 1 बजे के बाद सब सोने चले जाते थे ना, बात ये होती थी।
1 बजे सो जाते थे। हमारे नवोदय था कि कोई ना कोई पूरे 24 घंटे जगते रहता था।
24 घंटे अच्छा मतलब हाँ सीक्वेंस में ना वैसे जगते थे। कोई सुबह उठ गया फिर कोई रात में
पूरे हाउस
जगा
में कोई 1 बजे सोता है तो फिर कोई 1 बजे
1 बजे उठ जाता है हाँ पढ़ने के लिए।
चलो तुम भी गाओ गाओ। कल टिंकू गाया था, तुम नहीं थे ना? क्या रैप सुनाया था भाई।
क्या रेस्ट कैसा बस
अच्छा अरे मिस कर दिया यार मैं।
यानी
टिंकू हम भी मिस कर गए मैम। चलो अब तुम सुना दो, हम मिस नहीं
हम
करेंगे।
दोनों कुछ और किए भाई। अभी बहुत सीरियस नहीं लेना क्योंकि लास्ट है।
इतना सीरियस नहीं लेना सर, हार्ट अटैक ना आ जाए आपको।
नहीं, वो धमका की तरह
वो सर हो गया, ऐसा लेक्चर नहीं होता। 3 मिनट प्रिपेयर 3 मिनट बोलना है, उसके
वो
बाद
लगातार चल रहा है ना वीडियो बनने वाला, तो वीडियो बढ़ेगा।
बस
कट हो जाता है ना।
स्टोरेज भर जाती है ये बोल रहा हूं। अरे हम आपको कल लिंक एग्जामिन चाहिए, आप परेशान नहीं होगी।
मेरे तो ऑडियंस चाहिए तभी तो मैं
ऑडियंस चाहिए।
अभी ये बोले बिना ऑडियंस के भी बोलेंगे।
स्टैंड-अप कॉमेडी थोड़ी करने जा रहा है।
कि हंसने वाले चाहिए।
मेरा जो लेवल है वो स्टैंड अप कॉमेडी से कम नहीं है। स्टार्ट करो, टाइमर लगा रहा हूं। क्या भाई वो कहां गया भाई वॉइस?
ये इतना सब रिकॉर्ड हो गया होगा। हाँ
कोई बात नहीं, मैं जाकर सुनूंगा वहां में। Jai Hind everyone, I am Chandan Kumar Shah. Today's my topic is about India's Russia relationship. A very wise man said, geopolitics is a never-ending web series. Similar is the relation between India and Russia. From the past, since India gained its independence, क्या हो गया भाई? मेरा फोन नहीं टूटेगा, उसका मैंने सारा इंतजाम करके रखा है। इसको ऊपर खींचो, इसको खींचो खींचो। वापस से 3 मिनट का टाइमर शुरू करना, ठीक है? हाँ हाँ, वीडियो चलता रहेगा, टेंशन मत लो उसकी। वापस Jai Hind everyone, I am Chandan Kumar Shah. Today my topic is India-Russia relationship. A very wise man said that geopolitics is a never-ending web series. Similar is the relationship between India and Russia. Since India gained its independence, it has a very big influence from Russia, not only in economic policy but also social policies. India has derived several DPSP, several fundamental duties and ideas which have shaped Indian politics. From the past, when we come in 1971, USSR helped India in the to fight Pakistan and escape USA from the war. But there was also one thing which India and its people doesn't know, that the support which provided in the war was also a part. It was their mission to kind of colonize India. They want their dominance as during the Cold War. That's why that was a form of support, but it has their own personal benefits. In current world, India has emerged as a major power, and it is out of the reach of power of Russia and any other superpower. That's why Russia is continuously making efforts to maintain good relationship with India. That's why it is not only providing weapons, but it is also providing various technologies. It is giving 100% technology transfer. It is developing weapons with India, so that it not only counters USA, but it is also India as emerging superpower. It is also trying to balance China and also maintain its influence. Thank you very much, guys. हो गया भाई।